A newly released Elon poll points to a proud but uneasy American public as we approach our country's 250th birthday. To break down the findings, we have Elon Poll Director Jason Husser with us. Thanks for joining us, Jason. Your poll made a quite profound conclusion of American pride. In light of all that is happening internationally, economically, politically right now, do a majority of Americans feel proud to be American?
We did find that a majority of Americans are proud to be an American. When they think about America 250, the most common response is pride. The second response after that is grateful. That said, there's still a substantial number of Americans, roughly 20% to a third, depending on how you look at it, who are quite upset right now, who are not having positive feelings about the country. But overall, a majority of people are feeling good about being an American, feeling good about America 250, this historic moment we're all living through this month.
More than 2/3 of those surveyed said the founding fathers would feel disappointed about the state of the democracy right now. Why do you think respondents are feeling that way?
We found a number of conflicting things on the surface where people were proud to be an American. They couldn't imagine any other country they wanted to live in other than the United States. Yet there was still some disappointment that maybe the U.S. had not lived up to its promise. There were a number of different reasons why people thought the founding fathers might not be proud at the moment. Some of it was related to their reflection on the current state of the world. It largely tracks the number of people saying we're all on the right track versus the wrong direction. And then other people think that we had this grand idea that we may not have fully lived up to. But generally, that's a very high bar for people to meet. Would we have pleased Thomas Jefferson or George Washington, for instance?
You asked about the America 250 celebration. I was in D.C. this past weekend. I saw firsthand the big setup on the National Mall for the fair, the UFC fight at the White House, the concert series. How do Americans really want to celebrate the 4th?
The national attention right now are on these big events, particularly the things happening in Washington, D.C., as well as things happening in Philadelphia. But when we ask regular everyday Americans how they really want to celebrate, what they told us overwhelmingly was that they found smaller local events more authentic. In fact, 71% of people wanted to participate more in small events than large national events.
And this part of the survey stood out to me. You gave respondents quotes from American presidents, and you did not tell them who said which quote. So which president's statements did they resonate with the most?
We wanted to test how certain ideas have traveled across time and history. And so what we did was we found some paired quotes from presidents that were largely competing with each other. So quotes like from Ronald Reagan, government is not the solution to our problem, government is the problem. Barack Obama had a quote that said, we don't think government can solve all our problems, but we don't think it's the source of problems. And what we found was that when you take away the identity of the president who said the quote, is that many Americans do have sort of consensus that they think that these common values hold regardless of party. That was true for quotes from Ronald Reagan, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, that many of these grand sentiments that we all share, when we remove party labels, we still agree at the heart of things.
Such an interesting survey, Jason. Thanks so much for sending it. We look forward to seeing how all of this affects the midterms in November.
Big month ahead.